What's up, guys? This is Not Your Ordinary Barber with N.Y.O Barbershop. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to be doing a tutorial here of a freestyle design. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, this is something that, like, it's a freestyle design. It's pretty much off the top of the head based on things I've seen on Instagram and Pinterest and things like that. So first off, we're starting off by putting in the Z part here. For every straight line that you guys see that I'm doing, I'm utilizing and using pretty much the whole blade of my trimmer. Now for this one, we're going to be using my Walls detail trimmer. I like this trimmer a lot for designs. The corner of the blades are nice and sharp, and they cut pretty good. So I mean, this is probably one of my best trimmers that I like to use for designs. So now we're just brushing off all those extra hairs we cut, making sure the line is nice and sharp, and then we get all the hairs and nothing is like hanging over. You got some hairs that are longer than others. So we're just shaping it and putting in a rough draft of how I want everything. Also, guys, make sure to hit the subscribe button to see more content. I got a couple of tutorials up. We're going to be doing some more different things. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Alright, so right there I'm using the right corner of the machine to kind of make sure everything right there in the Z part was nice and sharp. We're not cleaning off all the hairs or going too crazy as of just yet. We're going to go back in a second time, and just make sure we clean off as much hairs as possible before we hit everything with the razor. Right here I'm using the corner of the machine to kind of do like a half circle around the ear. As you guys can see, I started off and then I stopped, and then it's kind of like when you're doing a shape up. You start at one point, and you make the second point that you're starting from connect. You kind of make one start point, one end point, and then connect the two. I do that sometimes because the position of the trimmer, it's kind of hard to get that whole half circle all the way around the ear, or to do those type of shapes. So you kind of have to have a starting point and an end point. I find when I do a starting point and then an end point and then connect the two, it flows a lot better to me anyway. So we added a couple lines around the half circle here. We're probably going to fade those out, give it some contrast. But like I said, right now I'm just putting in a rough draft, cleaning everything up, so I know exactly what I want to do with everything, Now at this point I decided to put like a little line in between these triangles that you see above the half circle. We're going to fade those out, so I'll probably do a fade going up and then a reverse fade to give it some more contrast. The thing with these designs, guys, is that you got to be creative. You see what kind of looks right. The best way for me to actually describe this is it's not like drawing. You're not going to put down a line with a pencil on a piece of paper and say, okay, I'm going to do this type of design. It's more the opposite. You're kind of drawing with an eraser, if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. A way to practice things too is if you shade a piece of paper and you take an eraser and then try to draw a design using the eraser on a shaded piece of paper. That's the best way for you to practice, or probably explain how to do a design on paper. Now I'm using my Baby Bliss UV shaver, and we're just going to shave all those little hairs that we got with the trimmer. Make sure everything is nice and clean. I'm using the single foil one. I like that because I can get into certain places I can't with the double foil. Yeah, especially like around the ears or in that little triangle by the Z part. That's something I wouldn't have been able to get to with the double foil. Now I'm using my Baby Bliss Boost with the lever open, and I'm going to start to fade everything down to the skin. We start with the lever open, halfway closed. Same thing as if I was doing a regular fade. Especially around the ear, I'm trying to get some more contrast with that, so we're going to fade in and try to get that as clean as possible. Like I said, the thing with these designs, guys, is this is your work. This is something that you got to be creative with. You're gonna have customers that are gonna show you all types of pictures and things like that. A design somebody else did. Not all the time is gonna come out the exact same way. There's a lot of factors involved. You're gonna have customers that are gonna show you designs that they want. That the texture of the hair is different, the size of the head. The way that the hairs come out of the pores. Sometimes even if you shave it down with the razor, you still see those little black dots in the pores, no matter how close you get. It's all about making it your own as well. So if you got somebody that shows you a design, try to do it a little differently. You know what I'm trying to say? You don't want to do the exact same thing somebody else already did. Just try to do it a little different. So right there, I'm working by those triangles I told you. So I put a line through it, and now we're just kind of fading upwards and doing a reverse fade into those lines to kind of give it like that little shadowy look. You can kind of see what I'm talking about now that it's a little bit blended a little bit better actually. Things with designs too, when you're doing little fades like that inside a line work, you're going to use the corner of the machines a lot. All right, now I'm going to use a half guard. We're going to continue from where we left off with the machine open and kind of just blend a little bit more all the way around through all those lines. Now behind the ear, you can see I'm just fading regularly from bottom to top. But once you see by those triangles is where it gets a little different. From where we put the trimmer line, we're going to fade upwards, and then from where we put the trimmer line, we're going to fade downwards and do a reverse fade. So we're kind of doing like a little blur in between and keeping the corners of the head and the corners of the triangles in the line. We're going to keep those dark. Now you can see towards the front of the ears there, we're just kind of hitting it again. Just to kind of get that last line out. There was a little bit of a line still. Now I got my one guard with the lever open, and we're just kind of getting all those dark spots and blending it into the hair length that he wants. Like I said, with design work, you're going to be using the corner of the machine a lot. You're going to be going back and forth with the guards. You're going to go and play with the lever a lot more. To kind of do those small compressed little fades and things like that. But that's why when you get a customer that comes in the shop and they want to get a design or something like that, a lot of people charge a little extra because it does take more time. Now we're back there again with the one closed. We're just kind of blending everything together. Now up towards the front, I decided to do like a fade right above the Z to give it a little bit more contrast. I just figured like having those two hard lines would it just didn't look right to me, you know what I mean? So I'm just doing the same process, same thing. Lever open, half guard, one guard, and just making sure everything is blended as best as possible. Yeah, there goes the one guard now. Now we're just kind of cleaning up and going and blending into the length that he wants. Also, guys, leave a comment, drop a comment, let me know what you guys think. What kind of videos or tutorials you guys would like to see. Right there, I noticed there was still a little bit of a line that I couldn't get out with the machine, so I'm going back with the trimmers. Now we're just going to kind of give it an effect like that, another half circle underneath that one, right above the ear, as if we were doing a shape up around the ear. You know what I'm saying? These things, man, like I said, these things are your way of expressing, showing off a design and giving it your own twist. kind of throwing a couple reverse fades in, couple lines that are a little bit different, kind of making it your own, man. That's it. And now we're just cleaning off the hair and just kind of hitting all those lines again with the trimmer. Now this Baby Bliss trimmer, the boost trimmer, cuts a little bit closer than my Walls detailer. So I'm going back in with this one just to get those hairs I couldn't get with the detailer. I should probably just use this one first, but hey, I mean, it is what it is. I like my detailers, bro. I don't know what to say. Yeah, right there you can kind of see those little extra hairs that are hanging over that we're hitting. Another thing too, for every line you guys put in, I know it sounds a little weird, but you have a top and bottom part of the line. Okay, so for every negative space line that you're putting in, you're gonna have a top part and bottom part within that negative space. If you guys remember that, you guys, your designs will come out a lot sharper. Now I notice here in the back, it's still, could have gotten faded a little bit better. So now we're just hitting everything with the machine again. All right, so I don't like to hit everything dry. So what I do is I put some shave gel and add a little bit of water before I put the razor to clean everything up. Now it's very important that you guys realize and know your customer's skin as well. You don't want to put a razor in a line, especially on the side of the head or the back of the head or something like that, if their skin is not going to be used to it. And if you do, try not to do it dry because it's very easy for them to get razor burn. All those lines and those sharp, nice lines that you put in, you're going to open up pores. They're going to turn red. You're going to give them razor burn. So, please use some water, use some shave gel. I mean, there's other products out there that you guys can use, but I like using some water and some shaving gel. It helps open up the pores and you get a nice cleaner shave, and man, it's a lot easier on the customer too. You know what I'm saying? So right now we're just hitting all those lines with the razor, trying to get all those hairs inside the line that we put in, nice and clean and sharp. Another thing too with designs, same thing with when you put them in, with your trimmer, you use the corner of the machine. A lot of these turns and some of these angles that you're going to use and you're going to hit with the razor, you have to use the corners as well. Whether it's the outside corner, the furthest corner, or the one closest to your hand. That's part of it also. You have to hit it with the corners or else you're not going to be able to get the whole blade in there. Yeah, right here you can see that I'm using the corner that's closest to my hand to kind of hit that inside corner. As I'm going out, I'm using more of the blade, and as I get all the way out, I use just the tip of the razor. I'm using a comb this time instead of a brush. I noticed that with the comb, after you put some shave gel and you're using your blade, it grabs those wet hairs a lot more. If you use a brush and you're brushing those wet hairs, they're going to stay stuck to the scalp, and you're not going to see exactly what you just hit with the razor. You're going to see a lot of those hairs stuck to the skin. So right now we're pretty much almost done, man. We're just hitting everything with the razor, making sure everything is nice and clean. I thought this thing was pretty cool, man. You know what I mean? Something different. It's not just like a regular Z part. You know, we kind of just did a little different here. All right, well, pretty much this is the finished product, guys. Let me know what you guys think. You know, like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what else you guys want to see on the channel. But this is it. Let me know what you guys think. Z part, and like I said, you're just making it your own. Thanks for coming and visiting the channel. You guys be safe. Thank you.